Hey, it's Nikki Thompson and welcome to Tea with Nikki. This podcast is all about embracing your sexual energy, and I'm really excited because this week I am talking about the pivotal moment that shifted everything for me and how I started to really explore that sexual energy for me and what it was that I did. So I'm going to get into that in a second, but before I do that, I would love for you to subscribe to this podcast and leave a review. If you're enjoying these episodes, please go and leave a review so that I can get this podcast out to more people. I really, really would appreciate it. All right, so let's get into it. I'm nervous. I'm excited and nervous about sharing this with you because this is a very, very intimate moment for me. So this is kind of that pivotal point that I went through all on my journey to embracing my sexual energy. So I am a massive personal development enthusiast is probably a positive word. I have read hundreds of books. I've taken online courses all about improving my mindset, my body, my business, everything in between, parenting. I've taken so many courses. I've joined masterminds. I've done so much exploration, but I always felt like there was like this handbrake for me. And there was always this piece that I just couldn't get past. Something was always holding me back. And I know now, when I look back, that it was because I was disconnected from who I am. I was constantly trying to be this other person that I thought I should be. And I hadn't ever analyzed or looked at what it was or who it was that I was trying to be. Because I'd had all of these beliefs around and expectations of how I should live my life, how I should parent, how I should be in a marriage, how I should have a business, how I should be a friend, how I should just be a woman. All of these things were there, and I hadn't even stopped to question if they were right, if they were serving me, if they were what I wanted. And so I started reflecting on those. And there was this very, very pivotal point in my life. I was still married, so we are divorced now, a few years back. At this point, I was still married, and I had 3 children, and I was exhausted. I'm not going to lie, it's no secret. I was fucking exhausted. I felt like I was living somebody else's life. I didn't know who I was. I didn't really know what I wanted because I had been the good girl. I had ticked off all of the things that I should have ticked off, you know, the house, the marriage, the kids, the cars, the whole lot. And I was not happy because I was trying to live this life I thought I should be living, but I hadn't really connected with myself. And I'd taken courses about tapping into your intuition, and I thought it was my intuition I was listening to, but really it was just the voices of everyone else I listened to and everyone else's beliefs and opinions that mattered more than my own. And so I was at this breaking point. I'd had many breaking points in my life. I had a beautiful marriage. I'm not going to lie. It was beautiful. And my kids, I absolutely adore my children. And that's what made it so hard to understand. It was like, well, then why aren't I happy? I have these incredible kids, but why am I so exhausted and why am I so frustrated and angry so often? And so this pivotal point came when I was breastfeeding my daughter, and by the 3rd child, breastfeeding is just like, it's just like having a drink of water. Like, it's so easy. I don't even think about it. You just kind of chuck them on the boob. And at this, I remember she was feeding day and night. As usual, as a baby does. And I was just like, holy shit, everyone's asleep and the nights are so lonely. The nights are long. It's torturously long and they just meld into the day and it's just round and round you go. And I was looking on my Facebook feed, holding my phone in one hand, baby on the boob on the other, and refreshing that newsfeed again because obviously no one else had added anything because everyone's asleep. And I'm like, oh, I can't read it all again. And this ad popped up. And it was an article about a 30-day orgasm challenge. And I was thinking, holy shit, that's kind of exciting. Like, I was quite prudish, I guess. Like, I definitely enjoyed sex, but I wasn't one to openly go and read these types of things. I mean, I didn't even have a vibrator at that point. But I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to read it. And I was so interested because it wasn't coming from a space of, oh, let's get off every day for a month. It was coming from a space of self-care, of self-exploration. I was like, far out. Like, this is new. You know, I haven't ever really gone into this side of things. And so I did it. I got myself a vibrator, ordered one online. They're very quick delivery, I have to be honest. If you're buying anything, then I guess, yeah, you do want it quick, but very speedy delivery. And I was so self-conscious. Like, I didn't want my husband to know at the time. I wasn't telling my sister or my friends. Like, I tell my sister everything and my good friends. And I was thinking, oh my God, like, what am I doing? Anyway, so I did it and it changed everything. Like, I think I was super skeptical. Like, this blog post was touting about how, like, life-altering shifts in your life, obviously. And I was hesitant. I was skeptical. And I thought, okay, well, I've got nothing to lose. Like, I'm in this point right now that I just feel like crap, And so I started doing it. And after the first week, it was like, whoa, I started to have some energy. And it wasn't until months later that I was able to really understand what happened. So it's not like I had this huge epiphany during that process, because it came later once I looked back and thought, holy shit, that was the point that everything changed. So after that first week, I started having a lot more energy, because I was having pleasure. I was having fun. I was starting to feel like the old me again. I was wanting to run around with my kids. I was, enjoying food, like tasting food a bit better. There's these weird things that you see in movies. It's like when they have the best sex of their life, everything tastes amazing. Well, it's true. And I think it's because our bodies, we start to reconnect with our physical bodies. Now, I'd been so disconnected from my physical body. I'm not going to lie. I'd had orgasms. I'd had, all of those things, but it was still not from a space of pure respect and love for myself. And so when I was reconnecting with my body during this challenge, it was like, holy shit, like, who cares if I've got this bit of skin here? Like, I've made these children and I've got this incredible body that can do that. I am so grateful for that. It's such a miracle that could happen. And then things started to shift. I started thinking about, oh, maybe I want to dress a bit better. Maybe I do want to get out of the active wear that I was just wearing 24/7, and I was not very active. And I started to get dressed up a little bit. I would brush my hair and put it up, and I would put some lip balm on. Okay, so these are baby steps, because at this point I don't even know if I was showering on a daily basis. So everything kind of contributed to me starting to feel a bit better. Starting to feel a little bit more like Nikki, and not like, my kid's mother, not such and such as wife, not, it was like I had all these other labels. I never felt like me. And so this was the absolute pivotal moment, and everything started to shift from there. And a lot has happened since that point. And yes, I have gotten divorced since that point. I wouldn't say it's because of that. But it was definitely, I was able to reconnect with what I really wanted. And I was not going to settle for anything less than that. Because I realized that, okay, yes, I was a good mum. I've always felt like I've been a good mum, but I was giving them everything first and then just giving myself the scraps. And that was just not enough. It was not enough for me. And so when I changed that around and started taking care of myself through, having a shower on my own and buying the nice shampoo and conditioner and body wash, buying some nice makeup, just some light makeup for me. I'm not a huge makeup person, and I also absolutely do not believe you need to wear makeup to feel sexy. But for me, I needed to get rid of the bags under my eyes because for me, that's what made me feel better. So it's all about what makes you feel better. You could feel fucking incredible in tracky dacks and and a singlet, whatever it is. For me, that's not the case. I like to get a bit dressed up. I stand taller. I feel good. And I've progressed so much since that point. Now I love doing my hair. I put a little bit of makeup on. I stand tall. I love wearing a nice G-string. I like the comfy bra. I'm not going to lie. I haven't got the right lace. But anyway, I find lace like kind of itchy and annoying. But doing these things make me feel good. It gives me energy. It makes me feel really creative as well. And the biggest thing was that I was able to unlock and hear my intuition, my inner voice. And it was saying, Nikki, do the things, which is what I'm doing now, what I'm creating now. All of this work around embracing your sexual energy. Fuck, there was no way I could have done this a few years ago. I was so not ready to do this. I was so not ready to share this message, this journey, these stories, and this whole concept, because I did not want to be talking about orgasms, sex, or anything like that, because it was not something I felt like I was an expert in. Not that I feel like I'm an expert now, but I definitely know that this shit is what women need to hear. You need to be doing this work because, and I've mentioned it in everywhere that I've put content, is that once you do this work, it's like taking the handbrake off and everything else just flows. Everything else, the habits that you want to create, the life that you're trying to create, the business that you're trying to create, the relationships that you're trying to create with your partner or your children or family, it just flows so much easier when you're coming from a space that is truly you. Because when it's truly you, you honor yourself, you set the right boundaries, and you head in the direction you really want to be heading. And you're not constantly thinking, oh shit, I hate this. Why am I doing this part? Oh God, how do I get out of this? Oh no, I've said yes to this, but I don't really want to be doing it. You stop going through those hesitations, the back and forth, the indecisiveness, which fucking drives me crazy. And you start to go into a life of flow, of enjoyment, of pleasure, of excitement. And for me, the pleasure and fun is a daily experience. It's a daily feeling. I want that in my life. I don't want to just be living for the sake of living. I don't want to be running a business just for the sake of running a business. For me, I want to be running a business that's exciting. I want to be running a business that's truly changing women's lives. Because women, I feel like the women's energies are kind of like the keystone in a family. So when a woman's energy in the family is vibrating at a high level, she's in tune with herself, she's connected with her physical body, she's embracing that sexual energy, the energy of everyone else in that family, in that household, truly does lift. It is phenomenal and it's amazing. Because when you are connected, when you are feeling good, when you're feeling happy, everything else shifts in that family. And if I can help you do that, we can start to see massive shifts in households around Australia, around the world. And that's what I want to see, because I know that that's what's happened for me and my family. And I am really excited to be sharing more and more about this. So, if you want to go into a little bit more detail right now, I do have a free online workshop which you can check out, nikkithompson.com. And the free workshop's around 45 minutes. You're going to love it. It's all about how you can embrace your sexual energy. So I go into a bit deeper, and it's a free workshop, so you can go and check it out. It's all online. And I urge you to go and sit down and watch that. And I would love to hear what is coming up for you as you listen to this podcast. Send me an email, nikki@nikkithompson.com. Send me an email. What is it that you're enjoying? What is it that you're resonating with? What are you learning? What are you agreeing with? What are you disagreeing with? I want to hear it all, because this podcast is all about helping you. And that's what I really, really, really want to do. So get in touch with me and let me know what it is that you're getting from this podcast. And I'm going to be back next week. This is a weekly podcast, and I cannot wait. I hope you have the most incredible week. Get out the vibrators, have a little fun, and explore. Have that pleasure, have that passion back in your life. All right, have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.